Leeann, we're in an unprecedented situation here. I think we're all in uncharted territory. Can you bring us up to speed on where we are? We're recording this on the back of tomorrow's game against St Johnstone being postponed. Where are we at the moment?
I think everybody has just been looking at what's been happening worldwide, and obviously with other sports being cancelled, and if I'm honest, a real expectation that football would be next, and I think that's absolutely proven to be the case, and for me that's the right decision. Obviously it's happened with a game tomorrow and actually a game tonight as well, but I think football's got to the right decision. Nothing's more important than the health and the well-being of the nation.
That's a situation that's changing, you could say hour by hour, but minute by minute even.
It is, and I mean, they're using words like unprecedented. It absolutely is. So it is literally changing. You know, last night we thought we were going to have a game. This morning we kind of woke up thought we were going to have a game, and within a couple of hours that's changed. We don't know what's going to happen in the next week or so, but we're trying to do everything we can as a club to prepare ourselves for that, and that means the larger staff group here. It means the players. And we've had a direct line into the SPFL, the SFA and the Scottish Government, so we feel well informed and part of that big conversation.
As football fans, obviously first and foremost we're disappointed not to have a game tomorrow, but the right decision has been reached.
It's totally the right decision has been reached. I don't think, nobody really knows where this is going at the minute. They don't know how long it's going to be, they don't know what the consequences might be, so football is important in everybody's lives, but it's not the most important thing in everybody's lives, so no issue whatsoever, very supportive.
You were at the training centre earlier today, good chat with the players. What was the gist of that conversation? Yeah,
I mean, we've been talking to the kind of larger staff group here at Easter Road and down at HTC, and today we had the chance to, after obviously the news of the postponement in the game came through, we were able to talk to the players, the coaches, and again, everybody that works down there. Speaking to them as people, as opposed to players and coaches, just to, help them get organised, organise our lives, organise their lives. But importantly, make sure that we've put some protocols in place that keeps the big kind of wheels of the club turning, keeps the cogs going, gets the club ready for when the games resume, and I hope they will resume. But importantly, also remembering that everybody's got families and concerns, and we talk about us being a club that's a community club, and we use this kind of strapline, we are all Hibs. Well, at times like this is when it really kind of, this is when the proof is in the pudding, as it were. So we're talking to the kind of larger group here, players and the like, about what's coming next for them, what's coming next for the club as well.
So what does that look like? Every club, every workplace is going to be different in the next wee while. First and foremost, maybe the players. What does it look like at HTC for the next week or so?
Well, I mean, we're not we've got the players, or we've instructed the players to be off site for the next week. Most of the players to be off site for the next week. But as I say, it's about keeping I think, the club turning and the wheels of the club turning. And that means for the players, a regime of being ready for when we need them back. But I think we've been pragmatic about, what they need to do, where they need to be, etc. And up here at Easter Road, we've got, obviously we don't have any matches to prepare for. But I mean, this stadium is a big part of the community as well. There's a lot of events and a lot of access that's been planned up here, so we're doing our best to try and work to deliver some of those events. So for example, we've got exams next week. We have exams in the stadium fairly often, and we want to make sure that we don't disappoint, so we'll make sure we get events like that on, but there'll be other things that we don't do. Regrettably, that we've got the Alzheimer's group and sort of football memories come in every week. I don't think it would be right for us to get a group of people who have potentially some underlying health conditions and have them in the stadium, so we've regretfully had to cancel that. And things like, we had Scott was doing a conversation in an event with some young people around diabetes, type 1 diabetes, and again I think we've cancelled that too. But I mean, it's changing all the time, and I think where we are today might change tomorrow, might change again on Monday.
But maybe important to stress, this is following the advice from the authorities. It's not on the back of one incident. There's no one as yet has identified or self-isolating. This is just best protocol.
Absolutely, and I think it's just following where we are as a country. I mean, the Scottish FA and the SPFL, I think, have helped everybody get to where we kind of talked around it yesterday, and I think the leadership at the SFA and the SPFL today has been good, and we're grateful for that. They've been very clear. It's not just the Premier League, it's all football, right down to grassroots, and I think that is the right decision.
Being blunt, in Scotland, we're maybe more reliant on match day income than some countries and other areas of finance around, well, certainly around the season time. So where does this leave us? What are the immediate challenges for somebody in your position?
Well, I think there's some immediate things. So obviously we've not got a game tomorrow, and we had people who were coming to the stadium tomorrow. There's been tickets bought and things like that. I would ask supporters who are in that position just to bear with us, because we need to kind of organise ourselves. This is season ticket time. We'd normally be selling season tickets. In fact, we were planning to put them on sale this week. We will be revisiting that because the season tickets and the income for that is important for us, but clearly we're doing that in a difficult environment, and we'll come back and talk to supporters about all of these things next week. But I'd say just give us a little bit of time and space. We're trying to organise as everybody is here, the kind of larger staff group, their life, and get priorities done. So we're not closing down as such, but we're trying to be a bit pragmatic about people coming to the workplace and things like that.
Yes, there'll be a lot of work going on in the background, maybe remotely in some areas, but first and foremost, health is the priority here.
Absolutely, and unprecedented, and it really is. I mean, it's just changing. It changes by the hour, and like everybody else, I'm sure as the news bulletins come in, you just wonder what's going to happen next. The most important thing is the health and welfare of the nation. And football, it's important in people's lives, but it's not that important. People in the UK are dying at the moment. We need to treat this with a seriousness. But I also think that football has a role to play. We're a big anchor in society. I keep talking about these things. With football clubs up and down the length and breadth of the country, so we can, at a point when needed, we can mobilise, whether it be help communications to the wider group, whether it be use of the stadiums at a point in the future, whatever it might well be. I think football is a real anchor within not just Scottish life actually, but British life, and hopefully that as and when required we'll be able to play a role.